You are listening to Rouge Radio, a proud member of the Canadian Football Podcast Network.
It's time to get the point as Rouge Radio is ready to kick off.
Ready!
The best football talk with the best in the business.
So what is the cost? You have 2 first-round picks this year because the Argos were dumb enough to trade for Drew Willie.
A few rookies.
We go directly to the on-field product. We welcome to the show the 20th overall pick in this past Sunday's CFL draft, DeAndre Wright of the Alouettes. DeAndre, welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
And the occasional Hall of Famer.
Please welcome Doug Brown, who is one of the members of the current class of 2016 in the CFL Hall of Fame. Doug, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you guys for the kind words and for having me on the program.
Rouge Radio is on the air. Here's your hosts, Robert Dalton and Tony Allen.
Broadcasting live from Winnipeg, Manitoba and Medicine Hat, Alberta. This is the Rouge Radio Podcast, episode 544, powered by the Canadian Football Podcast Network. My name is Irv. This podcast is sponsored by the good people over at Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Your order will be discounted up to 20% off if you use the promo code Rouge, and of course, free worldwide shipping. Go to Manscaped. Your balls? Oh, they will thank you. And now it is my extreme pleasure to introduce the host of the Rouge Radio Podcast, Robert Dalton and Tony Allen. Gentlemen.
Oh, thank you, Irv. I think that was the first time that you didn't stumble over your words in this in your introduction. You might have saved your job for 2026. As Irv said, this is the Rouge Radio Podcast, episode 544. But most notably, this is going to be the last podcast of 2025, barring any breaking news. But I think we're taking a well worth it break. But before we go forward, Tony, how's it going, my man?
It is going excellent. How about you?
Just excellent. Okay. If you're paying attention, Tony brought out the Calgary Stampeders jersey.
Yeah, I figured I was so bad at it all season long, and as I was coming downstairs to do this show, I'm like, I should put something CFL-y on just to send it out with something CFL-y, and I did kind of have the falling apart Nathan Rourke jersey last week that is completely void of numbers and a name now because they just all fell off. But I saw this one in the closet. I'm like, you know what? Let's go with this. You can see it. It's nice. It's a little small, so that's why I'm trying to keep it from here up so you don't see how tight and small this really is. But
I'm trying to think. Number 7.
Pardon?
I'm trying to think. Number 7.
It wasn't Jeff Garcia by this point.
No, I know. I can tell by the version that you're wearing. I'm trying to think who that would be. Well, rather than to waste the audience, why don't you just let me know?
Junior Turner.
That's it. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it was a trivia question on the Stampeders Twitter page back when Twitter used to be fun, when you would go on there and enjoy yourself and be able to talk about fun things and partake in hilarious hashtags. Like,
hashtag CFL
I don't know,
TV shows.
CFL, hashtag CFL TV shows or CFL After Dark, some fun. When Twitter actually served a fun social purpose before it became both the left and the right's political soapbox to get on and explain how everyone that doesn't think what they think is an idiot. So I don't miss Twitter at all. I go on our station page every now, or our podcast page every now and again, and it takes me about 25 seconds of scrolling through to remember why I deleted Twitter, and I've never been happier since. But yes, back when Twitter was a fun place to be on, I answered a trivia question. I can't remember what the question was about, but the answer I gave, I misspelled the player's name. And I remember the first comment after mine was, he can't win because he spelled his name wrong. But fortunately, the Stampeders Twitter manager wasn't as strict as that guy was. And they mailed me this autographed jersey with patch included, advertising patch included.
Yeah, that's when you can tell it's actually authentic, when it includes the corporate sponsor.
Yeah, they even got the corporate logo in there.
Yeah. So, anything you want to talk about before we get on to, obviously, the 112th Grey Cup?
Yep, because there is one thing I want to bring up on a personal note as well. The most exciting hockey game I've ever seen in my life was played that afternoon. It was a big sports day on Sunday, and that major hockey event was my son's U11 hockey tournament in Brooks, Alberta, the Brooks Winter Classic, and fun vacation. Just me and my boy staying in a hotel. He loved it, father-son thing. And first of all, I hate hockey parents and hockey teams at hotels. Now that I've been that guy, hockey players just have their own hotels that don't. Anyways, blah blah blah. They went undefeated through the tournament, though. It was a good time, and being the father of a kid in a game where they're trailing 7-2 going into the third period.
Oh yeah,
and they ended up winning it in overtime 10-9. So basically the kind of hockey you would expect from 9 and 10-year-olds, but it was my son's first championship. He was so happy. I'll admit, I was in the stands. The tears are coming down watching him skate around and throw his helmet and sticks and gloves in the air, and he was so proud. So that's how my Grey Cup Sunday started, was watching my son win a championship, and then had to listen to the first quarter on the drive back from Brooks. But I watched most of the majority of the game.
What were you more surprised? Yeah, so if you're living under the rock, obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, you know the result. The Saskatchewan Roughriders are your 112th Grey Cup as they beat the Montreal Alouettes 25-17. What are you most unprepared for? The insufferableness of the Saskatchewan Roughrider fans. I say that tongue in jest because, damn it, you win a Grey Cup, you deserve to be insufferable. For you get like a 48-hour grace period post parade. That's my sense. Or what TSN is about to do, because for the longest time they were glorifying Davis Alexander as being undefeated. So what's going to be their talking point right now?
Yeah, but it's going to be it's going to be all about pretending not Andrew Harris. It's all about pretending Trevor Harris's career was something that it wasn't. And that's going to be kind of the hardest thing to bite my tongue on, because the guy won a Grey Cup. I'm not going to crap on him. It's just, now that he's got the ring, suddenly we're going to start claiming Trevor Harris was something that he never was. And I'm going to stop there, because I can even feel how not cool it is saying that. The guy won the Grey Cup. That's awesome. Good for him. He deserves it, because he deserves it. Before I get myself in too much trouble.
Well, it was obviously a well-played game by both quarterbacks. Obviously, Trevor Harris was better than Davis Alexander. Both had a high completion percentage. Trevor Harris had actually a lot better than Davis Alexander. Neither one threw touchdowns. That was kind of
close to our Dave Dickinson MVP prediction.
Yeah, well, very true. But at the very least, Trevor Harris did something. Whereas I know you're referencing the 2006 Grey Cup, which also was in Winnipeg, the last Grey Cup at the old Bomber Stadium. But at that point, it was like every snap that Dave Dickinson did not take that game, the BC Lions actually scored points. Whereas this one, you would like to see more touchdowns. Obviously, the goalpost had a lot to do with that. Tongue in cheek, obviously. But obviously, they made the right choice. Trevor Harris, MVP of the Grey Cup. Are you surprised that they were? Because you look at the final score. Riders win by 8 points. I don't think that was an 8-point game. It did not look like an 8-point game.
No.
One quarterback throws.
If you're trying to imply that the Riders looked more in control of the game, then I would agree. If that's where you're going.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I don't think Montreal, here's the thing. They were great games. First of all, I want to point out between the two West and East finals and this Grey Cup, those were 3 exciting football games with exciting finishes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the league that's apparently desperate to be more exciting.
Yeah.
So,
no, I know.
Anyways,
I'd actually throw in the divisional final or the semifinals as exciting games. I mean, not.
Exactly.
I mean the whole thing with were you bringing in a?
This is my boy. This is my oldest. His dream is to be a YouTuber, so this is his
nice.
YouTube moment to come on and be on the podcast.
This will
and
be
your daughter's made a couple of unexpected appearances, so I'm gonna throw my boy on here.
But at least
Are you happy the Riders won?
No, really can't.
Good answer. Good answer.
Is he the one that took over your
buddy.
Facebook post where he said this is the worst Grey Cup since 2013?
Also, I sort of want to be a video game designer too, maybe.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Good night, buddy. He wants to be a video game designer too. I was just having some fun with him, but
Also,
you need to clear that up.
Yeah,
Also
we'll throw in some sponsor ads once he becomes bigger than us.
There you
so obviously one of the things
CFL football game.
Yeah. Listen, if he wants to design that CFL video game, great. He'll spend all the money for it. Obviously, so
but anyways, I got cut off. Yeah, I think I got distracted by my boy there. But I was saying, like, I think they're good games, and I can't remember exactly what we were on track for, but it was a good game. I think Saskatchewan pretty much. I think they ran this whole season from post to post. Like from gate to gate, they were the best team in the CFL. I think they were the team that deserved to win the Grey Cup. I think just looking back on the Grey Cup, and again, everyone knows I am not the person to kind of pump Saskatchewan's tires. I have no desire to do that. But I love the game enough to say no point in that game that I think Saskatchewan was going to lose that game. And even with Montreal's drive at the end, it was too much field. There wasn't enough time on the clock. And although I wanted Montreal to pull it off, even in that last minute drive, I don't know. I just they're not doing it. Saskatchewan's already won this football game. And although we would like to play up an exciting end to the game because it's the CFL, and that's why it
came down. Yeah, it's an 8-point win. It actually did come down to the final play. I mean, granted, they still would have gone for 2. That's exciting enough.
Exactly, but deep down, if I'm being honest, I was glad the exciting finish was there, but I think it was a false exciting finish, if that makes sense. Like the Braxton Hicks of football exciting finishes. You know what a Braxton Hicks are?
Yes.
That's what that was. A Braxton Hicks finish to a football game where it feels like it's going to be exciting, but it's not real.
The amount of false labors that we went through that were just Braxton Hicks.
I hope that's bad. I don't know if that'd be a horrible final show title.
I was
Braxton
just thinking
Hicks
that
of Grey Cup finishes.
Well, we just name it Braxton Hicks. And I'm glad that it ended that way. No disrespect to Alouette fans who are listening, because if that last Hail Mary was caught, they have to go for 2 to tie the game. If they don't make that, it does kind of make the play before that very anticlimactic. Sure, it's exciting, but it's very anticlimactic. If they get the 2 point, and then somehow Montreal takes it overtime, and Montreal wins it in overtime, then that sour taste in your mouth of the better team didn't win. And then we have shades of 2017 going in where the better team did not win that Grey Cup. But a halftime performance, no complaints on here. I'm still of the belief that I don't know any of his songs, but the presentation, the appearance, I loved it. I enjoyed it.
They're catchy songs. I mean, they're not brilliant. He's not a poet or anything. He's bringing back pop punk, and they're catchy. They're earworms, whatever. They're good. I mean, heck, if that K-pop Demon Hunters can dominate the
Mhm.
chop charts. I mean, catchy punk pop like Machine Gun Kelly can do it. They're good songs. They're catchy. Everyone looked like they had a great time. And I mean, of course, there's always going to be idiotic takes about the Canadian Football League's halftime. And of course, I saw the worst take humanly possible of the time with, when we're in a trade war now is more time than ever that it should have been a Canadian act. It's like, come on. Like, we're not at war with the American people.
Mhm.
We just, right now, they're just controlled by a psychopath. And that's the guy we really just don't like. We don't hate all Americans. We don't hate the country of America. Just right now, they're not getting the best leadership. And that's what we don't like in Canada right now.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's not like we need to, I don't need to hate American made movies because of their president. And I don't need to hate all the Americans on the Calgary Flames because we got them. Hell, half the Medicine Hat Tigers are Americans. Clearly, there's no problem between America and Canadian in general, and we don't need to be doing stupid stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, a good chunk of CFL players are American.
Yeah.
Like to be
Exactly.
anti-American to that extent. Listen, if the best act happens to be Canadian, go and grab it.
Yeah.
If the best
Exactly.
Canadian act is not available, go get the next best thing that wants to perform. And
honestly, I'll admit at my age, I'm a little bit out of touch of music, but I don't know what the best Canadian act is right now. Like, I don't know who that is.
I could come up with someone who I think, like, Sean Mendes, even Sean Desmond. I know.
Like, is The Weeknd still a thing? Should he have been the halftime show? Like, why's Drake never been the halftime show?
Well, I mean, to have Drake come out as after the Super Bowl had Kendrick Lamar. I mean, if you're hip enough to know that beef, then maybe
I'm not.
It's not good timing to have Drake out there. So as we normally do, we do a little memoriam for the team that was eliminated. The last team, we're not going to talk about the Saskatchewan Roughriders. We can all expect that they're going to probably do as much to maintain a lot of their roster and coaching staff. Montreal Alouettes, where do they go from here? Obviously, you go all the way to the final. You're down to one final play before you hang your head in defeat.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't retool, but is there something glaring in that locker room that says, you know what, if they had this piece, if they go out and do this, they'll definitely be back and hoisting the Grey Cup next year?
No, they were rightfully on top of the East again. Well, near the East again. I mean, it'll be more interesting. Really, all they need to do is say, let's not do anything rash and let the Tiger Cats screw it up so we can steal that first place spot back where we belong. Because who knows what the Tiger Cats are going to do or overdo to try and stay on top of the CFL East. And Montreal, I think you've got your quarterback, you've got pieces. Players clearly love playing in Montreal, so it's I don't think there's any reason to be concerned. And I mean, between those two teams, I would probably put more money on Montreal to be back there next year than Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that the Riders won't, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, if you're betting that, there's a very good chance you win a Grey Cup, and you've got some old people on there. Yeah, there's a very good chance that you're not going to retain those talents because they might end up retiring. You want to retire on a high note. One thing, if you want to do for the Montreal Alouettes, backup quarterback. Yeah, they ran into injuries at that one key position, and McLeod Bethel-Thompson let them down severely. And it was clearly, I understand the trade, I get it, but severely, it was clear the Edmonton Elks won that trade between Cody Fajardo and McLeod Bethel-Thompson. I think if they had Cody Fajardo there still, and again, hindsight's 2020, you understand completely why they make that trade. It's hands down. Not saying that they made the wrong decision, but clearly Edmonton did win that trade. If they can go around, if they can come up next year with a better backup quarterback, Montreal definitely seals the difference, because who knows what's going to happen in Ottawa? Who knows what's going to happen in Toronto, in Hamilton? may just Hamilton things up again. So I think it might be Montreal's division to lose next year. Anything else that we didn't catch up this show?
No, I wish I would have screen capped this one quote. Former Stampeder on the Saskatchewan Roughriders and his post-game celebration, leaving the Calgary Stampeders. Dickinson, to a parting shot at Dickinson. Had the player been traded or released by Dickinson, lands in Saskatchewan and gives out a special shout out, thanking the Dickinsons in Calgary for giving up on him, because he used that to go on and ended up winning a Grey Cup. So
Mike Rose, I think that was
the former Stampeders continuing to take shots at Dave Dickinson's leadership and managerial skills is just yet another dagger in the heart to Calgary Stampeders fans, that players that leave do not seem to be upset about leaving Dave Dickinson's teams.
No, and I guarantee the Rider fans are more than willing to accept the asinine decisions of Dave Dickinson.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rider fans, I guarantee they were so much of a high on Sunday night that a lot of them drove into the city of Winnipeg for the Grey Cup. Guarantee a lot of them actually drove out to the city, driving back, completely forgetting the fact that they had hotel bookings for another night. They're like, hey, we're in Brandon. Oh, shit, we still have another night in Winnipeg. Oh, I completely forgot.
The only thing I feel bad about for the Saskatchewan Roughriders is, although they're champions, everyone's going to say, yeah, but you didn't beat the Calgary Stampeders, so you didn't have to go through the Stamps, the only team you couldn't beat this year. I say that tongue-in-cheek because I need to take a parting shot. But overall, congratulations, Saskatchewan Roughriders. It is the right team won, the most deserving team won, and the best team in Canada won, hands down. There's no debate. I like that there was no controversy, nothing. I think there was one. I can't remember if it was this week, Grey Cup 2, with a questionable catch, but regardless.
Well, there was a couple of questionable PI calls, and not necessarily by, that was done by the command center. So
nothing I would consider controversial, controversial endings. It was all around clean football by the Stampede or by the Roughriders, and there was not a more deserving football team of being national champions than them.
Oh, definitely. And on that note, any final thoughts, or was that your final thought?
That was it for me.
That was it. All right. Well, on that note, this has been episode 544 of the Rouge Radio podcast. For Tony, I'm Daltz. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next year.
Thanks for listening. Find more great shows like this at CF Pod Network on Twitter.